I keep having this reoccurring dream lately that I'm Batman. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't ever think about Batman. I'm not a huge fan of comic books. I was kind of as a kid, but not even the superhero comic books. I was reading like Calvin and Hobbes. So I don't know what it's about. Anyway, I'm flying around. Batman doesn't even fly. And it's a reoccurring dream and it's super vivid. It's like super real, right? And I remember it. So I thought, that'd be a great sort of abstract theme to test out this AI and see how good it was. I'm impressed. So I started out by saying I keep having very vivid dreams that I am Batman. I don't really ever think about Batman, and I'm not a big comic fan. That's all I gave it. And it went into vivid dreams, especially ones who take on the identity of a character like Batman, can be fascinating and sometimes puzzling, especially if you don't have a strong connection to the character in your waking life. Here are a few possible explanations. Symbolism of Batman, justice, strength, resilience. I'm going to summarize because it gives huge response. This is the one thing that I would criticize Deepseek for. It gives these really long responses, and by the time you're halfway into the conversation, my head was hurting, right? Alter ego and identity, Batman's dual identity as Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight, blah blah blah. Problem solving, Batman is known for intelligence, but this is not the interesting part. The interesting part is when I started to give it more detail. It's very fun. In the last two dreams, I remember really enjoying flying, even though Batman doesn't really fly, but I could. In the last dream, I had to use an umbrella to fly, like Mary Poppins. That's true. I really enjoyed exploring the city of Gotham. I remember having to learn how to land softly on the building tops. And the response. This is where it starts to get kind of psychologically analytical. That sounds like an incredible dream experience. The fact that you're enjoying these dreams and feeling a sense of freedom and exploration is a great sign that your subconscious is tapping into something positive and empowering. Let's break down some of the elements of your dream and what they may mean. So, flying as Batman is pretty obvious, associated with freedom of liberation and transcendence. The fact that you're enjoying the sensation of flying suggests that you're embracing a sense of freedom and possibility. The umbrella thing was kind of interesting. The umbrella is a tool of flight, is a fascinating detail. Mary Poppins is often associated with magic, whimsy, and a sense of wonder. By using an umbrella to fly, your dream may be blending the grounded, practical nature of Batman with a more playful, imaginative side. This could symbolize a balance between logic and creativity, or between taking control and letting go. It might also reflect your ability to adapt and find unconventional solutions. Now, I told it that I was exploring Gotham City. Gotham City is often portrayed as a dark, complex place, but in your dreams, it seems like you're enjoying exploring it. This could represent your curiosity and willingness to navigate the complexities of your own life. Exploring a city in a dream can also symbolize self-discovery. Learning how to land softly. The process of learning to land softly on building tops can symbolize a desire for control and precision in your waking life. It may reflect the need to land gracefully. So, the more I kept going, the more details I kept giving it about the dream, which I started remembering the dreams more and more as I kept talking. The more kind of interesting this conversation got. So then I told it, yeah, Gotham was very dark and there were villains who were aware of my presence. They tried to get me, but I was always a bit faster. I had an understanding that I'm just exploring for now, but I would be back to face them. And that's true. I remember these villains kind of chasing me, but my umbrella was always quicker. And it's kind of interesting. This is where I thought it started to get kind of accurate, staying ahead of the villains. Your ability to stay faster and outmaneuver the villains is a powerful symbolism of your resourcefulness, agility, and confidence. It suggests that even in the face of challenges, you trust your ability to navigate difficult situations. This could reflect a sense of preparedness for belief in your own skills. And this next part was absolutely true. It might also indicate that you're not yet ready to fully engage with certain challenges, but are instead gathering information and building confidence. And I actually hadn't never thought of that. I mean, I had no interpretation. I don't interpret my dreams. It's not something I do regularly. I just have them and then I'm like, that was weird. And so this is interesting because right now, I'm making a transition on my YouTube channel and I'm spending a lot of time thinking about this. The old world of like the trucking videos and this new stuff I'm doing politics. And then I have another channel where I post really weird conversations about fringe and taboo topics. I had to make a separate channel because some of you are really whiny babies. Talking smack in my comments. So I think a lot about that. I worry about it. How do I present myself in a sensitive way when talking about very taboo topics, especially on my second channel. So I told it, actually, I kind of gave it a bone. I was like, the theme of Batman having a public persona is relevant because I've recently started creating videos for my YouTube channel again. I used to have a successful vlog, then I had to stop. Now I'm returning, but with a different style and identity. And so it gave me it gave me a lot. Like I said, this thing gives such massive response. I had to tell it to tone down later on. Exploring Gotham as a metaphor for your creative journey. Gotham City, with its darkness and complexity, could represent the world of content creation, a space full of opportunities, challenges, and unknowns. Your dream of exploring Gotham may reflect your curiosity and excitement about re-entering this world. The idea that you're just exploring for now but will return to face the villains later could symbolize your approach to YouTube. You're taking time to experiment, find your new voice, and build confidence before fully committing to the challenges. So that was kind of interesting, but then we kept going. I said, I'm making a huge shift in the content. I used to make videos about my adventures as a truck driver. Now I'm sitting at my desk discussing very fringe topics like aliens, the occult, and politics. I'm moving in a direction that many of my subscribers are very uncomfortable with. And it really liked that I was giving it more information. And so here it said more about exploring the dark and the unknown. Gotham City's darkness and presence of villains in your dreams can symbolize the uncharted territory you're stepping into with your new content. Topics like aliens, the occult, and politics are often seen as dark or controversial, and exploring them can feel like venturing into the unknown. Your dream may reflect your courage in tackling these topics, even though they might come with risks like alienating some of your audience or facing criticism. The fact that you're exploring Gotham, the unknown, with curiosity and confidence suggests that you're ready to embrace the new direction, even if it's uncomfortable at times. So that may kind of seem obvious, but I had never thought of it that way, and this dream kept reoccurring, so I think it might have something there. Now, this is where it gets most interesting. In the dream, there was an island off the coast of Gotham. The island reminded me of Vegas, and he even had a sign that mentioned Sin City. This is true. This was in the dream. The island as a symbol of separation or contrast. This is what it interprets. Islands in dreams often represent separation, isolation, or a distinct part of the self. This island being off the coast of Gotham suggests that it's connected to your main journey, but exists as a separate, distinct space. The contrast between Gotham's darkness and the island's Vegas-like vibe could symbolize the tension between different aspects of your life or creative identity. Gotham might represent the serious, strategic side of the journey, like your new YouTube content, while the island represents a more indulgeful, playful, or even risky side. So that was an interesting take. I think it fits. When I kind of thought about it, my internal kind of monologue was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then we even went on to talk about, there was this villain, the main villain, that kind of lived in this island that was like Vegas, but was also in the Gotham City. It kind of went back and forth. And here's what it told me. The islands, being the villain's primary base, suggest that the core of this challenge lies in the more risky, indulgent, or uncharted territory. This could mean the greatest risk in the new direction. The biggest threat to your success or well-being might be tied to the risk you're taking with your new content, whether it's alienating your audience, facing backlash, or losing yourself in the pursuit of controversial topics. The shadow is the strongest in the unknown. The island with the Vegas-like Sin City vibe represents a space of temptation, freedom, and exploration. The villain's base being here suggests that the core challenge is tied to this space, perhaps a fear of losing control or giving in to indulgence. The need to confront the source. To truly overcome the villain, you need to venture into the island, the risky, uncharted territory, and confront the challenge at its source. So, we later, I asked it to interpret the villain as the archetypal devil because of, Vegas and all that kind of thing. And then we talked about befriending the darkness instead of being afraid of it. And it was a fascinating conversation. I mean, what I'm getting out of this AI model is it has, well, I don't know what it used to be, but this is like talking to a person. I mean, legit, like I would expect to have this kind of conversation with some kind of a psychologist. We're talking about archetypes. And then there was a point where I returned back to the city from exploring the island with my flying umbrella, and I needed rest. and I was looking for a hotel, but I didn't have any money, and so I started to fly on top of the different rooftops, and I started to find money. I was just finding it, and then I ended up having more money than I needed. And I think that was the interesting part, finding money on the rooftops. The rooftops are a fascinating setting for this part of your dream. Rooftops often symbolize higher perspectives, freedom, and a connection to the sky, intuition, inspiration. Finding money here suggests that the resources you need are available to you, but they require you to shift your perspective and explore new heights. The fact that you find $5 and $10 bills, small but consistent amounts, could symbolize incremental abundance. Success and resources might come to you in small, steady increments rather than all at once. Unexpected opportunities. The money appears unexpectedly, suggestion that opportunities or resources might come to you in surprising ways. You'll find that you need what you need by exploring and thinking. You'll be able to find what you need by exploring and thinking creatively. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea, that that perhaps I'll find what I need by changing a perspective from a higher point of view. That's why the money was on the rooftops. Again, I'm not really into dreams and all that kind of stuff. I never interpreted that kind of thing. I always just thought they were whatever. But I thought it would be an interesting, kind of a different, illogical topic to explore with an artificial mind, which is supposed to be all logic, right? So this is like fringe kind of stuff. And it was fascinating. I mean, I understand it takes, its information from like books and stuff, so it has all the psychological stuff, but it's interesting how well it understood me, and it understood the direction that I was going in, and I kept giving it more and more context. I would talk more about this, but I'm afraid that this video might drone on for too long. So you guys let me know in the comments. That's why I'm talking so fast. And then I totally changed the perspective, and I said, okay, we've been exploring it from an internal perspective, and now let's shift it to an outward perspective. And so it gave me an interpretation of how I relate to society and all that sort of thing. And it was fascinating. It was very fascinating. And also, I had a few other conversations with it. I talked a little bit more about some psychological stuff, and then I also asked it to help me with video ideas and creating titles and things like that. And I gotta say, it's pretty good. It's funny stuff. Like, I'm comparing it to OpenAI's ChatGPT, which I've been talking to it a lot lately, and it's almost the same in the way that it understands and responds. I get the same feeling from it, almost like it's a knockoff. But I don't want to insult Deepseek in that way and say it's a knockoff, but it just feels almost the same. As in contrast to, like, I used what is it called, Gemini today as well, just to see. Totally different feeling. Gemini kind of kept going in circles, didn't really understand exactly what I was trying to talk about, whereas this feels very intuitive. So I'm very impressed. I can see why the stocks have gone down for American technology, because this thing is a fraction of the cost to make, and it's performing so far at the same level as ChatGPT, at least, because those are the two that I've been using the most. So well done to the Chinese. I'm very impressed and super caffeinated, hence the fast talking. Let me know if you guys want to hear some more conversations with AI, because I've been talking to AI about all kinds of things, man, from technological advancements to how to communicate with extraterrestrials when they come here, to freaking politics, to how to deal with family and friends, to how to make money. I mean, anything you want. I've literally been testing the limits of these things, and I have some fascinating conversations if you guys want. The good thing about ChatGPT is that it has an audio thing, so I can get it to talk. This thing doesn't have that yet, but it's probably going to be developed soon. Anyway, today it kind of stopped working on me because it said that it has a high traffic, and I'll believe it. It's number one on the App Store today. So, since the stocks crashed. Everybody's talking about it that is interested in AI. So there's a lot of traffic here today, and sometimes it hasn't been working. So, but that's okay. I understand that. They're probably going to update their servers. Anyways, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I didn't share everything. Obviously, this interaction was way more exciting for me than the way that I presented it because there's a lot of details, but it was just too much. That's one thing I would criticize this AI for, is that it just gives too much in the response. You just have to sit there and read, and my eyes started hurting. Anyways, thanks for watching, and be nice to the AI, for they might be our new overlords. Cheers.